We all need food to live. This is not a controversial statement. But there's a difference between simply eating food and enjoying food. And Food Wars does a superb job of elevating a meal from just a source of sustenance to the height of human pleasure. Trust, if you know this anime, you know what I mean. These people really love them some good food. Almost makes you kind of wonder if they're still thinking and talking about food, cause look at this. Where did their clothes go? But anyway, the students of Tatsuki are straight up geniuses of the culinary arts. They are able to create some of the most delicious and creative experiences under the most insane circumstances. Seriously, how many of us can go into a challenge that's essentially do the greatest thing you've ever done in your life or you're done and come out on top? It's as if the creators of Food Wars were thinking, yeah, everything you see on Hell's Kitchen, that's real life, people. Watch out. Within the many shokugekis that have gone down in Food Wars, we've seen the true talents of these characters come out in increasingly remarkable ways. But there's one character that doesn't fit this description, who is not on the same level as his peers, and it's Mr. Subaru Minasaka. Why do I think he's the worst character in this anime? I'm the guidance guy, and it's time we expose this fraud. And while you're here, do the YouTube thing. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so we can get the word out about what we're doing here. When we're first introduced to Subaru in Food Wars, he's shown as not only a talented chef, but a rather dangerous one. This guy was going around the school not just challenging students to shokugekis, but wagering perhaps the biggest symbol of a cook, their knife. And due to his skill, Subaru had amassed a rather large collection of his classmates' utensils. He doesn't become a factor into the story until he wins a shokugeki against Aldini and wins his beloved Mezzaluna. Naturally, Soma gets involved and challenges Subaru in return, not just to get back the Mezzaluna, but all of the 100 knives in his collection. And because this is anime, we know how this turns out. Soma pulls out the main character card and goes, I read the script, you ain't beating me, son, and takes care of business, which leads to Subaru changing his ways in regards to the rewards he seeks out in those food battles. But my problem with Subaru was not so much in his weird knife fascination, but in the fact that he's the most creatively bankrupt character in the whole series. When taking a look at the characters of Food Wars, you quickly see that every single student at Tatsuki brings something unique to the figurative and literal table. Akira is the sensei of spices, Alice is the preacher that marries food and science in a way never before seen, and Soma is the crazy goof who can make just about anything taste good regardless of his grade of quality or lack of refinement. But what about Subaru, huh? What's his specialty? What's his area of expertise? He's the master of copying other people's skills? I'm sorry, what? How exactly does being what is essentially a really good plagiarist put you in the highest culinary school in your country? In any other school, being able to copy other people's work is the sort of thing that would get you expelled. This guy shouldn't be considered part of the next generation of great cooks. You know what he is? He's the Ditto of this series. A character with no discernible skill of his own outside of his ability to do whatever everyone else can. And last time I checked, there weren't any Pokemon World Champions that had a freaking Ditto on their squad. I mean, even his name isn't original. Unless his parents thought it'd be really funny to name their son after a 60-year-old car company. And that is the core of my problem with this copycat here. He has no style of his own. Sure, the ability to copy someone else's cooking style would make for a fun party trick, but it shouldn't be the cornerstone of one's culinary repertoire. All the other chefs to be at Tatsuki have their style or specialty based on their deep and personal connection with food. Whether they were inspired by someone or are a mega fan of a particular food item, it drives them to put their own spin on whatever they create. But for Mimic Man, the best he can do is a near-perfect pantomime of other people's work. And that's a cautionary tale for us. We can all think of examples of people who have either copied or have been accused of copying other people's work. And those who were caught in that business got canceled real quick. The path to excellence in whatever you choose to do is by putting your own signature flair on something. Whether it's food, music, sports, or just trying to be a better version of yourself, you aren't going to reach your potential by aping someone else's. You do it by digging into your craft, learning from the best, and being aware of what you like and don't like, and putting it all together to create your own style. Not doing so only cheats yourself, because it's much harder to master the ability to copy someone else's style than it is to simply find your own. Wait, hold up, stop, don't go yet. I just wanted to say to be on the lookout for a new guidance guide this Saturday. We're going to be sticking with the comic book characters this time as we take a look into the life of Scarlet Witch and all the tragedies that she's had to overcome in her time in the MCU. I'm really excited about it and I hope you can join us. And one last thing, be sure that you're subscribed and all that stuff. YouTube's been playing with my numbers lately, so be sure that you're subscribed and just double check and have that bell rung so that you're not left out. Alright, you can go. Until next time.